We keep all of the art room glazes in the kiln room. The kiln room is at the back of our classroom, and inside is the art kiln, which is basically a giant oven that cooks the clay. On the side there is a computer. This tells the kiln how hot to heat and for how long. On glazing day, the classroom will be set up a little differently. When you come in, there'll be placemats on every table, and there will be jars of glaze and lots of paintbrushes. If you want to use yellow glaze, you're going to go to the yellow table. If you want to use purple glaze, you're going to go to the purple table. If you want to use red glaze, you're going to go to the red table. And if you want to use blue glaze, you're going to go to the blue table. On glazing day, we have a few rules. Number 1, you paint the inside of your pot. You paint the outside of your pot. We do not paint the bottom of your pot. If you get glaze on the bottom of your pot, when I put it back into the kiln to heat for the second time, that glaze will melt to my kiln shelves and your pot will stick to the bottom of the kiln. We do not want that to happen. The other thing that you have to remember is that the paintbrushes beside the glaze jar belong to that jar. You can't take the blue paintbrush over to another table and put it in the orange or yellow glaze. Then our glazes would get all mixed up and messy and brown, and we would not have bright colors for painting our clay projects. The last important rule is just dip the hair of the paintbrush into the glaze jar. Look in the glaze jar. Some are not as full as this one. You don't want to dip the entire handle into the jar. Then you'll have glaze all over your hand. You paint with it just like you're painting on paper, except you're painting your clay project. And we want a really beautiful, bright color. So after it dries, I'm going to paint it again. So I paint my clay project 2 times with each color. Glaze is pretty cool. It's not like paint because it dries super fast. I just painted that part and you can already tell it's lighter. It's starting to dry. For the outside of my pot, I'm going to a new color. So I will do the same thing. New glaze station, new glaze color, and a clean paintbrush. I'm using the paintbrush at my new glaze station. Remember not to get any glaze on the bottom of your pot. Remember to paint your pot twice. When you're finished with your pot, you'll turn it in on the tray.